Ladies and gentlemen, Trump is cleared of wrongdoing in a very interesting story involving Andrew McCabe and James Comey, the Honorable James Comey. I'll read you the Fox News article. Treasury watchdog debunks New York Times suggestion Trump targeted Comey McCabe. Reports suggest tax audits of Trump foes were random, but leaves questions, New York Times. So there goes the myth that Trump went after his direct political rivals. His rivals went after him. We'll get to that in a second. Washington Post, Trump did not target ex-FBI leaders with tax audits, investigators say. Now, there's two ways to look at this. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to become a part of a newsletter, it's contactgoodman88@gmail.com. I'm starting a newsletter in the next week and a half. So hit subscribe. And also, I'll be doing more work on H.A. Goodman's other channel and the Stock Market Crash channel. So hit subscribe there. And if you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. And the super thanks is below next to the like and the share buttons. I will have a live stream tonight at around 8:30, 9 p.m. Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump is cleared of wrongdoing. He's cleared of any allegation that he went after his direct political rivals. Trump never went after his direct political rivals. They impeached him even when the president of the country invaded at this moment, said categorically that he was never pressured by Trump. His predecessor stated he was never pressured by Trump. You have to think of the psychology of projection. The same people after Trump that utilized loyalists within the United States government, utilized a dossier that was completely fabricated. The Steele dossier was completely and utterly fabricated, full of lies and deception. These are the same people who are paranoid about information that could misinform people into being into not trusting the Democratic Party, because this is about emotion. This is a battle for emotions, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and they want you to distrust and dislike Trump at all times. They want you to think and believe that he's capable of anything, even though after 7 years of endless negative press coverage, accusing him of everything under the sun, utilizing a Steele dossier that was literally purchased by his direct political rivals, Clinton and the Democratic Party, and a Mueller probe that showed categorically he did not work with another country, wasn't installed by the Kremlin or anything like that. They just want you to believe that he's capable of anything, but God forbid if you distrust or if you show any suspicion of the Democratic Party, oh my goodness, you're not welcome. You're not welcomed into polite society, which it should be renamed impolite society. But you're not welcomed among all the cool people in town. You won't be invited to any dinner parties. You should never have been born. You're a horrible human being. And oh my God, the indignation. What they do is, whenever they accuse Trump of going after his direct political rivals, they think that he's like this madman, this authoritarian. The reality is the entire American political establishment, everybody from Jeff Flake and John McCain and Richard Burr and the Senate Intelligence Committee, these are all Republicans who turned on Trump, and then the Republican Party, and then the National Review and Washington Examiner and others say, oh my goodness, Trump, he should be replaced by DeSantis. Well, but DeSantis, if Jeff Flake and McCain and a DeSantis dossier and 24/7 negative media coverage against DeSantis was leveled against, leveled against the Florida governor, he would experience the same things in terms of poll ratings or favorability numbers. Okay, but the point here is, it's possible that Trump actually did target them, but it's unlikely because these were government officials. They weren't really, there's nothing to be gained by auditing a government official. You could say, well, they could have taken FTX money. They could have done this and that. It's like, well, there's really nothing to be gained. It isn't like they were engaged in like Hunter's transactions, for example. Like if Hunter Biden experienced an IRS audit, it'd be game over. Okay, because you have all of this like billions of dollars and hundreds of millions of dollars going into LLCs, and it's like you have 150 transactions, banking and financial institution transactions that Hunter and Joe and everyone around them engaged in, 150 that were deemed to be problematic by financial institutions. Okay, so like Hunter, Joe, everyone around them, according to CBS News, had 150 financial transactions that needed to be investigated. That's in addition to a laptop full of incriminating data where the big man, which was Joe, got 10% of Hunter's income in one email. And then there are emails with corporations asking Hunter for help, influence on their behalf. So, there you'll find a lot. He's under criminal investigation. They'll impeach Biden because of that. The problem, ladies and gentlemen, is that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and here's the real issue. You had like Peter Strzok and others who, within their text messages, showed contempt, disdain for Trump. And there's one text message, "We'll stop Trump." See, the thing is, there's a scientific magazine, ladies and gentlemen. I bought it at the bookstore the other day, okay? I'm not going to give you the name of the magazine, but it's an issue out, Lies and Deception. Why do people fall for these lies? The interesting thing, it's written from the vantage point of, wonderful, highly educated, morally superior liberal Democrat. All these articles are written from the vantage point of, God, the mainstream view on things is just so logical and rational. In reality, it's not that simple. Mainstream isn't always wrong. Democrats aren't always wrong. But if you believe that there weren't loyalists, then flip the script. Imagine if Biden had a dossier purchased by Rudy Giuliani and the Republican National Committee. They would never allow that to take place. They would never allow Twitter to suspend the New York Times. Well, if there was an expose on Trump, okay, investigative journalism was just fine if it was against Trump. In fact, BuzzFeed published the Steele dossier. They weren't suspended by Twitter, but you better believe the New York Post was suspended by Twitter. And this is deception. This is chicanery. This is a situation where you have one political side doing everything possible to muddy the waters and accuse Trump of everything under the sun, while at the same time pontificating about truth and justice and nobility and ethics and morality. So the problem, ladies and gentlemen, is that morally superior, highly educated, wonderful liberal Democrats, they don't really know any of the corruption on their side of the political divide. They're oblivious, completely clueless and ignorant of actual criminal activity on their, like, Comey, watch the short on this channel and watch the latest short, Republicans should thank God for Donald Trump. Okay, Comey states himself that Clinton broke the law, but no reasonable prosecutor would indict. 26,000 views short on this channel. Nobody has stated Trump broke the law. There aren't any laws that like a director like Christopher Wray or Comey that they've stated, oh, he broke these laws. That's why they continually investigate him. Because it's endless media coverage, thousands and thousands of articles the past 7 years on what he could have done. Not servers that he owned or 150 financial transactions that were investigated by banks. just what he could have done. So the reality is they were going after Trump. Trump was not going after them. And if he tried to defend himself from against the people who are trying to torment him, that's not going after your direct political rivals. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Be here tonight for the live stream at around, I'd say, like about 8:30, 9 p.m. Thank you.